surprised me again. So it's still Monday today. Can you hear that? My feet are still, I've mopped the floor like 3 times again since I did the video this morning, and it's still sticky. And I think it's just the stuff that's in the primer. You know, if it was like a matte or an emulsion, as they call them, you could just wash it off. But this stuff, anyway, I'll keep going and doing it. So I thought, because I've got my kitchen semi back to normal and it's clean, I'm going to cook dinner tonight. I am going to be making a sweet, sticky chicken, hopefully. It's fancy Chinese, and I thought, I saw this recipe on, what did I see it on? I think it was on Facebook on a short. And I thought, yeah, I'll give that a go, a fancy Chinese tonight. And my dad's going to come up for dinner. He's been cooking for us all week, so I'm going to do it. Right then, first of all, for the chicken, I hope I got this right. You know what I'm like for ingredients and adding stuff and measurements, I just go with the flow. So, first of all, we're going to do the chicken first to make that nice and crispy, and then we'll do the sauce afterwards. So, for the crispy chicken, you need corn flour, onion powder and garlic powder, and I haven't got any of them. What I have got though is I've got these fried onions, and they're dehydrated. I've put them in my coffee grinder thing to mush them down, but they're really sticky. They've gone quite sticky, but never mind. And then I haven't got any garlic powder, but I've got my garlic salt. So I'm going to put a teaspoon, this little wooden spoon. And I have got some garlic paste, but I'm thinking I need the chicken. It needs to be quite dry to get it crispy. So I'm not going to put any of that in yet. But I will use the garlic paste for the sauce. So got that, give that a little stir. And then you need some corn flour. And I'm hoping the corn flour will dry the onions out a bit, so they're not sticky. I'm just going to use 3 dessert spoons of corn flour, and then once I add the chicken, I'll see if I need any more. I've got 2 chicken breasts that I got from the freezer. They're not quite defrosted yet, but that's fine. It'll just make them easier to cut. You can cut the chicken however you want it. I'm going to do thin slices, so then I hope it'll be really crispy, because I want to cook it quite hot and fast. And then because the chicken's quite thin, I can guarantee the middle's cooked, you know, and it won't be raw, and I'm not serving raw chicken. These chicken breasts are massive. 525 grams of chicken, and that'll be shared between the 3 of us. And I'm going to do some nice sides and some, I might do egg fried rice. Do you want egg fried rice or just white rice with this?
Egg fried rice, please.
Cool, we'll be doing egg fried rice. I'm going to be doing some bean sprouts and beans on the side, and some broccoli as well. Chicken in here. And just stir that, and you want to coat the chicken in all that gorgeous corn flour, because that's what's going to make the crispy chicken, is this corn flour. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more corn flour. It's not quite covered the chicken as much as I would like it to. And I'm making a mess. Right, I'm going to get on with this, and then when it's time to cook the chicken and make the sauce, I will be back. So I've got the rice here on the cooker in the saucepan, and I've got 2 cups of rice and 4 cups of water, so I've doubled it. Cold water. I bring it to the boil. Do not add salt or anything to it yet. Bring it to the boil, let it boil for about 3 to 5 minutes, turn it off. And when everything else is finished cooking, that rice will be perfect. Okay, so I've got my frying pan on the hob now, and I've turned it on high. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this chicken twice so it's extra crispy. So I want a bit of oil in there, a bit of lard. We want this oil really hot so we can get this chicken nice and crispy. There we go, the chicken. The oil is smoking, so I know it's hot enough. I hope you can hear me, it's very noisy. So I'm going to get on now with cooking this. I've got my eye on the rice, that hasn't come to the boil yet. I've just moved it to the back. It's not as fierce at the back because I wanted this chicken really hot. Yeah. Right, I'll be back once all the chicken's cooked. Okay, can you see me? It's a bit smoky in here. I've shut the doors and opened the windows. So my dad orders some beans from Asda, and this is what got me growing them because they're just so gorgeous. But you know that bean I was telling you about the other day called Helder, which was a mix between a French bean and a runner bean? Well, this is it. I'm not saying this variety is Helder, but this is what they come out like. Oh, and they are so gorgeous. So I'm going to do 2 sides with this. I'm going to do these green beans with bean sprouts. These are my dad's. I pinched them off him, but he doesn't mind because he's going to come up for dinner tonight because we've been eating with him all week because the decorators have been in. Right, so I'm going to get on with that in a minute. So the other side I'm going to do is I'm going to do some stir-fried broccoli with garlic, because I got this on, this went out of date on the 2nd of January. It's starting to go a little bit black in places, but there's still lots on there that is good to eat. So yeah, those are the 2 sides I'm going to do. Bean sprouts with green beans, stir fry together, and a broccoli with garlic. And I'm going to use garlic paste to do that, just to give it a bit of flavour, and I might add a touch of soy sauce to it as well. So there was a bit more of that broccoli that was off, which was bad than I thought because the bad stuff was right under the label, so I couldn't see it. But I've got quite a bit, got like 3/4, it was only little anyway. I'm going to add some onion to it, bulk it out a bit more, but first of all I'm going to turn that on because the broccoli will need cooking a bit more than the onion, even though I still want it like quite al dente, quite crunchy. Bean sprouts and beans. Rice is ready. When you cook that when you cook the rice, you bring it to the boil, turn the heat off, leave it. Do not take that lid off. I am tempted to take a fork to that now, take the lid off, take a fork to it and do it. Don't. Just leave it. Trust the process, as they say. And this is all my chicken. My son's eaten loads of this already because it's so good. Lovely. I've added a bit of oil to the broccoli. I'm not adding salt to anything because, like I said, that brings the moisture out of food. I just cut my onions into quarters and peel them. And then just before they go in the frying pan, I separate all the layers. Don't want to put the garlic in with the broccoli too early because it burns, so don't want to do that yet. And these beans and bean sprouts really quick, so we'll put them on in a bit. And now we're going to start the sauce. I'm going to do the sauce in a saucepan because I just want to coat the chicken really quickly in the sauce, not to like cook it too much. Don't want it going too soggy, but I want that lovely sauce all over it. The sauce is really easy. We want soy sauce. I don't do measurements. This is a light soy sauce. If I'm using a lot of soy sauce, I like to use a lighter one because it doesn't get too heavy then. But if I haven't got any and I've only got dark soy sauce, I just add water to it, but I'm going to add a bit of water to this as well because I want quite a bit of sauce, but I don't want it too salty. Then we're going to add some tomato puree. About a tablespoonful. You can use tomato ketchup, but I'm just trying to watch the sugar, so I don't want too much sugar in here, and we're going to be using honey. I've got ginger. Don't want it to be overpowering, so I'm going to use like half a teaspoon. If I think it can take a little bit more, I'll add some in at the end when it's all nice and cooked. Good teaspoon of garlic. My son loves garlic. Me and my dad are not as keen. And I use it more for seasoning than an overpowering taste. I'm going to add the onions to the broccoli, just separate them. Or you can put the whole quarter of onions in, it will separate as you're cooking. I've just turned the heat down on the broccoli a little bit. And a little bit of garlic as well. Give it a quick stir. Just making sure I'm filming because I've got it on charge, so I can't tell. A tablespoon of honey. Just going to stir this sauce. I'm just going to boil the kettle to get some hot water so I can get the rest of this honey out of here. And you just want to give this a good stir so the tomato paste mixes in. Oh, it's smelling good already. Okay, so everything's nearly ready now. Just put the beans and bean sprouts on, and I'm getting the egg fried rice ready. And I'm going to add 2 eggs, because this is a great way of getting a bit of extra protein in the dish as well. My son hates eggs, and so I've just whisked 2 eggs in here, and I'm going to microwave it now. I'm going to add some black pepper to the bean sprouts and beans. The sauce is just simmering away here, so I can thicken it up a little bit. And you want these really cooked, because then they are just so easy to break up. This dish is really hot. I scramble and chop this egg up really well, so my son can hardly tell it's in there. But like I've said before, I just say it's popped rice from frying it. Right, moment of truth, let's see if this rice is done. Perfect. And separate it all. And we've got lovely, fluffy rice. Sometimes if it's stuck together too much, if you rinse it with hot water, it sorts it out. That dish is really hot. And then to the fried rice, I just add a bit of soy sauce and then mix it really quick. This is more for colour rather than taste. Right, so what I usually do is I put everything in serving bowls, put it on the table, everybody can help themselves. But I've got enough washing up after those blinking plumbers and no decorators. I don't want to make more work for myself, so today I am just going to serve it up on plates. So my dad's here now, he likes shouting through balls, so you might hear him shouting something at me in a minute. And I'm just going to start everybody off with a little bit, because then we can always have more if we want it. I've left some chicken just plain, just in case they don't like the sauce, because this is a new recipe. We want loads of sides, loads of veggies, don't we? We don't mind going OTT on them. And my son now eats more than me and my dad. If he has a hungry day, he goes through phases where he gets really hungry for a few days, and then for a few days he won't eat. There won't be any more broccoli, I'll use all the broccoli. This looks so good, guys. And there we go, guys, my sweet and sticky, crispy chicken. I think I've got that right. Bean sprouts and beans, broccoli, onions and garlic with a bit of soy sauce, egg fried rice and chicken. I haven't put too much sauce on it just in case they don't like it. I've got a little bit left over there just in case they want it plain. But yeah, I cannot wait to eat this. So that was a huge success. My dad really enjoyed it, my son had second. The only thing I would say is I found the sauce a little bit salty because I used a lot of soy sauce. So what I would do is use less soy sauce and add more water. That's what I would do next time. And I've got leftovers now for my son's lunch tomorrow, and I've also got loads of rice. I love cooking extra rice, so I can freeze portions of that as well. So take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.